I want to base the entire premise of this video on this quote by John Green that says, "The thing about pain is that it demands to be felt." So this is a line from the fiction book, The Fault in Our Stars, but I think that it is pointing directly at the heart of a very deep truth, which is that when emotional pain comes into our lives, we do not have the option to not experience it. The only options we get are whether we are going to deal with it consciously or unconsciously. Often when we deal with it unconsciously, we end up accidentally subjecting all of the people around us to completely unnecessary pain, rather than dealing with it consciously and intentionally in a way that actually enriches our ability to be present and there for the people in our lives. So we're going to start off by looking at what it looks like when we can't do that conscious processing because we have not been shown a model for it. So we're going through life and a moment of pain arises, right? This could be something very significant. It could be something like a loss or a betrayal or a death. So something that really dysregulates our system. Or it could be something smaller. It could be an ego bruise. It could be a jab to our self-esteem. It could be essentially anything that comes in and dysregulates our system in a way that we find incredibly unpleasant. And our options in this moment are to either stay present with the pain, which we're often only able to do if we have learned how to do that through example or through intentionally cultivating the skills that we're going to talk about today, or our bodies become overwhelmed and go immediately into avoidance tactics around the pain. Now, this is not the same as attachment avoidance, though it can overlap with it. So we're going to make another distinction here. We can avoid the pain either through repressing the pain. So this is what happens when something comes into our system and our system decides this is too much for me, I can't deal with it. I'm going to block it out of our conscious awareness and tell myself this is fine, it doesn't hurt me, make up some story about why the pain doesn't matter and move on with things. Or we can go into externalizing. When we're externalizing our pain, we're aware that it's there, we're aware that we don't feel quite right, but we don't feel as though we ourselves are capable of dealing with the pain. So we project it onto some other person or some other situation, and we try to work it out externally instead of internally. And we can either become dependent on other people to caretake us emotionally. So we're going to go out into the world looking for a savior because unconsciously we believe that if we find that savior, we can bypass ever feeling the pain. Or we're going to go out into the world and look for someone to project that pain onto so that we are working it out interpersonally through fighting and arguing and blaming another person for our pain, rather than, once again, being able to sit with it. And on the other side of things, when we are repressing our pain, this can cause two very distinct problems in intimate relationships. One is that anywhere we have pain, that we have told ourselves we do not have pain, or that it doesn't matter to us that something bad happened to us, we are going to be completely intolerant and unempathetic with other people who are experiencing that same pain in their lives. So when we get into close relationships, if we are people who have walled ourselves off from feeling and giving ourselves empathy around the pain that we have experienced in life, we're also going to be walled off from giving other people that empathy. And so now the other person who is coming to us for support and co-regulation is going to be the one who is processing our pain on our behalf when they get shut out in those moments. Alternately, we might displace our pain onto someone else. So find another person who looks like they are in pain in a similar way to how we have once been in pain, and become incredibly over-involved in trying to fix their pain. Because we tell ourselves unconsciously, if I can resolve this inside of this other person where it feels safer to approach it, then I don't have to deal with my own. I will have fixed this pain through someone else. So rather than looking for a savior, we try to become one for other people. And all of these options, projection, dependence, getting over-involved in someone's pain, denying other people's pain, all of these end up putting the pain that we could not metabolize and process ourselves onto someone else. They do it in different ways, but at the end of the day, pain demands to be felt, and so it gets felt.